The aircraft was at a weight of 197,000 kilos as it came into land. With only number 2 hydraulic system, there was only 1/6 of normal elevator control available, and the flare capability was considerably reduced. Only limited brake application was possible, and nose wheel steering was inoperative. During deceleration, the tires on the left wing gear caught fire, but as the aircraft drifted off the runway, this fire was extinguished by dirt. As the aircraft stops, notice that it is only just on its nose wheel. The CFG is well aft. There was no evacuation alarm fitted, and the command to evacuate was inadvertently made on RT instead of PA. Immediately after this call, 2 technical crew members went from the flight deck to the main cabin and found all the passengers and cabin crew still in their seats. They shouted to begin the evacuation, and this is why it took about 30 seconds before the first slide was deployed. Other doors were then opened in sequence down the aircraft. It was about 45 seconds before the first passenger left. Notice that number 2 slide failed to deploy correctly in the strong wind. You can just see that 4 left and 3 left did not come into operation due to takeoff damage. 70 seconds after stopping, with no body gear to balance it, the aircraft slowly tipped onto its tail because the centre of gravity is near the wing gear, and if fuel is jettisoned from the centre tank, as it was in this case, it is likely to be aft of these wheels. The tipping may have been aggravated by passengers moving aft, as only doors 3 right and 5 left and right were available to the passengers in this area. As the aircraft tipped onto its tail, the forward slides became almost vertical, and 8 passengers received serious back injuries using the slides in this condition. As a result of this accident, drills have been changed to ensure that jettisoning does not cause the CFG to move too far aft. In addition, cabin staff are required to ensure that slides 1 and 2, left and right, are not used if the aircraft does tip onto its tail. This is another view of the approach. Again, bear in mind that there is a reduced flare capability due to the hydraulic system's failure. There is a big bounce, and during the landing run, notice the full deflection of the lower rudder, followed fairly soon after by the wheel fire, which is subsequently put out by the dirt. The aircraft then comes to a standstill and can be seen seesawing on the wing gears. The first action which can be seen is the crew service door opening and the slide beginning to inflate. The puffs of smoke always come from this type of slide and occur at the end of the inflation period. The slide did not inflate correctly because it was punctured by a flailing hose. Other slides came into operation, and you will notice that number 2 right slide, which is blown upwards by the strong wind, was able to be used quite normally as soon as a passenger went down it. This accident shows the necessity of applying good airmanship and self-discipline into aircraft operations and illustrates that drills and procedures sometimes need to be amended. All that remains is for you to ensure that you know the drills and procedures and apply them with authority and common sense.